right now.
We're
How's it
not
going, Randy?
worthy.
Very good.
Dude.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
awesome.
Don't make it weird, Ashley.
Ashley and I are huge MMA fans. I've been watching all MMA for many years, and big fan of yours for a long time. And the fact that all of you guys are going to be in the same house today for the Fan Expo is incredible.
It's cool, right?
I mean, not only you, Hoist Gracie's going to be there, Tito Ortiz, Stephan Bonner, Michael Chandler, huge names in the MMA world.
King Mo.
Ken Shamrock.
Yeah,
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Group of guys.
Not too bad, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
And it's open to the public.
Absolutely.
You can come
by,
down.
Get a picture, say hi, get an autograph. We're going to be hanging out there for, well, I think 4 to 7 actually.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
For 3 hours.
Wow.
So cool.
That's awesome.
And again, you're going to be hitting up the video games, the arcade stuff.
Where do we stop first?
I have a feeling.
I like the skee ball.
There you go.
Oh, skee-ball.
I figured you're the
old
natural
school stuff, yeah.
You know, so I figured you'd be great at that. Well, that's awesome. So again, Dave & Buster's today, the Big Fan Expo going on from 4 to 7. It's going to be a great opportunity to meet some of these huge names in the MMA world. So you're obviously retired now, Randy.
Yeah.
But you know, do you still get that itch? Do you still, when you see some certain guys, you're like, oh man, I wonder how it would be against them?
It's so fun to watch. And sometimes you scratch your head and go, man, I can't believe I did this.
Yeah.
And other times you get the squirm. You're like, oh, you're fighting the fight while you're watching.
Right.
But I don't really get the itch. I think I made maybe one of the only few rational decisions I ever made in my life to retire.
To hang him up?
To hang him up at 48.
Yeah.
14 years was a long run, and I had a blast.
Yeah, I mean, you, again, were unbelievably successful in the later part of your career where, you know, a lot of these guys, you probably see some, 21, they're barely legal. They're able to drink, and they're just getting started. You got started pretty late in your,
I did, yeah. I was 34, or almost 34 when I had my first fight.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, wow.
So by most people's estimation, for a combative sport, already over the hill.
Yeah.
And but I think things have changed through the science of sports and medicine. You know, we're getting a lot more out of our bodies. Not just myself, but a lot of professional athletes
Sure.
are competing at a high level into their 40s. And
What made you different, though? What made you be able to compete into your 40s?
I think taking a wise approach to the sport. Fortunately, as we get older, we get a little smarter.
Yeah.
Some of the stupid crap I did, I didn't do.
Yeah.
Keeping a fitness level that was pretty high on a constant basis, I think, allowed me some longevity. There was no big ups and downs, which I did when I was in my 20s and competing for the national team and stuff. You know, you're commiserating or celebrating after a competition. It might be 3-4 weeks before you get back into training mode and get ready for the next competition. And that big up and down swing can sometimes be detrimental. You see injuries and a lot of things trying to climb back up into shape. So.
And by no means am I saying you are an AARP or anything like that. but Randy, I'm looking at you right now, and literally you could walk into a cage right now and be fine. You are in great shape still.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I own a gym, Extreme Couture in Las Vegas,
Right.
and I have an amazing staff and group of fighters there that train. And they, my son's competing, and so I get on the mat, try to help them out as much as I can.
So you're still in it.
And still training.
Oh, really?
Now, obviously, find myself in front of a camera a lot
Right.
more, and everybody wants you to.
You gotta be
strip the shirt off.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Crazy crap like that.
You can't show up on the expendable.
God, he's
Yeah.
been eating bonbons.
You're Randy Couture. You can't show up on the
No.
expendable set with a gut. With all those monsters that are there.
Yeah,
No, that's not happening.
From Sly Stallone on down, they with the Expendables, they set the bar pretty high. So.
Yeah, and with the Expendables 3, again, another huge success for you. Ronda Rousey was in it this time, which
Ronda did a great job.
I thought she did awesome.
Yeah.
And so, do you foresee more MMA stars continuing to kind of cross over?
It's such an individual thing, and I think
Who's got the personality?
Like fighting, yeah. Well, like fighting, having a passion for it, something that you're interested in doing, because it's everybody thinks it's all glamorous.
You can just walk
it is
on
a
and
grind
Yeah.
to spend 3-4 months in a foreign country, living in a hotel, working 12, 14-hour days
Right.
I
to
bet.
make a movie. It's
Yeah.
not all fun and games, and it's
Sure.
like fighting. You have to really love what you're doing to commit yourself to do that.
Now, I heard a rumor that something crazy happened on the set of Expendables
Ooh.
3 with a van.
I love
Yeah,
rumors.
it was
I love this.
a big flatbed truck.
Okay.
Jason Statham. It was actually the first day of shooting. and all of us were supposed to get on this truck, and we're being chased by the bad guys and being shot at, and Jason was driving the truck, and he's supposed to come skidding up, and we're all bailing off to get in a boat to kind of flee, and the brakes went out in the truck. Thankfully Jason's like, dude, I got to drive this truck. Let me test drive it.
Okay.
So they backed it down the alley after the stunt guys showed us exactly what we were doing in the scene, and he come flying down and went to stop, and there were no brakes.
Oh,
And
my
the
God.
truck mowed over 2 camera guys that were on the edge of the pier and went off the pier
What?
18 feet down into the water.
No
We're all
way.
standing there, me,
No.
Stallone, Terry
No,
Crews,
dude.
all of us standing there
Jason Statham's
gearing
dead.
up for the shot,
Yeah.
putting our stuff on.
Yeah.
And Jason goes off the pier. And
Oh
we're
my
like,
gosh.
did that really just happen? It was so
The
surreal.
transporter is dead.
Oh,
Because we're dealing with water and on the pier anyway, we had rescue divers and everybody
Okay.
there. The 2 cameramen popped up. The Jason popped up. Nobody injured.
You didn't dive in? You didn't think that?
We were on the edge.
You're ready to go?
Seriously.
Yeah.
No.
But there were already divers in the water.
Okay, good.
I mean, they were very prepared.
Right.
So really the only thing they lost was the truck, which they pulled another one. Right?
Yeah, I think
But
they'll
we
be okay.
finished
Yeah.
the shot.
Yeah.
Jason just had to go change clothes.
Yeah.
Holy
And
crap.
probably his shorts.
But
Yeah.
then he mowed over, an $80,000 camera.
Oh.
Went in a drink with the camera guy. So, you know,
Whoa.
dang.
What did he say afterwards? Like,
he was just like, let me go change clothes.
Oh.
He was
Oh,
amazing.
He's so cool. He is
Now,
so
right
cool.
back
Randy.
on set in a
Yes.
half hour, and we were back on the
if
shot.
you were behind the wheel, what are you thinking when that is going down?
Are
you gonna get back in
Might
the
have been a different deal.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
Jason's an amazing swimmer. I mean, a diver, Olympic caliber diver
Right.
back in the day.
Oh, wow.
So, of all the guys to go off the pier, Jason was probably the
Yeah.
right choice.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's an unbelievable story. I mean,
Yeah, it
obviously
was-
could have gone really bad, but
Yeah.
thankfully
Yeah,
everybody was
absolutely.
okay.
Nobody was injured, and Jason was fine.
And just
Got a
goes
little
to show
bump
you.
on his head because when he hit the water, it's a big flat-nosed flatbed
Yeah.
truck. He
Damn.
smacked into the roof of the truck.
Oh my God.
That's so
And
crazy.
again, obviously, it's no easy picnic when you're doing these stunts and things for yourself.
No, I didn't realize until Expendables 2 how serious some of that stuff can really be. And-
Any injuries on the set for you? Or were you-
No. Well, in Expendables 2, I was supposed to get shot in this scene,
Uh-huh.
and I'm wearing a vest,
Right.
so but it kind of throws me to the ground.
Right.
And, you think, one take, shoot, I'd flip myself to the ground,
Right.
land on my ass
Yeah.
in the airport scene.
Okay.
6 takes later.
Oh, no way.
I've got a bruise on my ass the size of a dinner plate. And I thought,
Oh.
this is a really bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have thought this through a
Need a
little.
little bit more than the vest at that point. Huh? Yeah, it worked though, so not too bad. And obviously there has to be a 4, right? I mean,
Come
the
on.
way these things are going.
I suspect, yes. I mean, there's a lot of talk, none official, but a lot of rumors, script in development, and a lot of talk. There's actually a lot of talk about Expendables.
Heard about that. Heard about
The
that.
ladies.
Which obviously was Rhonda coming on
Sure.
strong in the 3rd film.
Could be
It would be
interesting.
easy to put together a female
Right.
team. And there's a ton of characters out there that would be great.
Do you have
Maybe
any
like that.
actresses' names or fighter names that you think would be great for that movie?
Oh,
outside of
Carano.
Rhonda?
Gina Carano, obviously from Fast 5 and all the stuff that she's been doing,
Uh-huh.
would be
Cyborg.
amazing.
Shouldn't speak
Yeah,
English, so.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's just a
Obviously, she
beast.
brings
Yeah.
the physicality.
Right.
Yeah,
She could be a villain. She could be a villain.
Yeah, yeah,
Working
yeah.
on that.
It would be interesting,
Yeah.
but Michelle Rodriguez. I mean, there's
Oh,
just a
Michelle
ton
Rodriguez
of,
would be great.
ton
Yeah.
of females that.
So
that-
good.
Is there a name in the
Think so.
Expendables world? Because obviously you get all the great action heroes throughout time. Is there a holy grail names that's left that you guys haven't been able to grab yet?
Boy, you could. I mean, we put Kelsey Grammer in there, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean,
Who's
the
left?
sky's the limit.
Yeah,
really.
that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
We haven't seen a Nick Cage. We haven't seen a ton of guys that
Steven
do.
Seagal, I was thinking maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many guys really want to work with him.
Oh, is he still? Is he kind
Really?
He's a bit out there.
Daffy. Yeah.
Wow,
And,
interesting.
Amazing martial artist, and
Sure.
in his
Sure.
day I loved watching this. Under Siege, still one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, there you go.
But he's kind of gone a little off the reservation.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well,
Uh-oh.
let's scratch him off the list.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Like
Next.
on set, Sly Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jason, all these guys, these A-listers.
Yeah.
What do you guys talk about? Like, it's just MMA fighting? Is it Rocky?
Are they fans?
Like,
of
are
it?
They are
Yeah.
huge fans of fighting. All of
Sure.
them.
I would assume.
Stallone is obviously a boxing guy, but a huge
Right.
fan of MMA as well. I mean, we have Victor Ortiz on set. We got Ronda Rousey.
Right.
Myself. Everybody was just really good at what
So
they
you're
did.
probably in awe of them a little bit, whereas they are kind of in awe of you.
Well, I think we all grew up watching those movies.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
sit there and say, is that Han Solo? I'm in a helicopter with Han Solo.
Yeah, no big deal.
Oh,
I'm
man.
pinching myself.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But they were all great guys, fun guys to be around.
So cool.
To work with. Wesley Snipes was amazing.
Ooh.
You know, fun, gregarious, funny.
Awesome.
Antonio Banderas.
Oh.
Galago, the character Galago was not that far off from Antonio's real personality. He was singing on set and just, I mean, just fun to be around.
That's amazing, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, Randy, before you got to take off, again, I want to make sure that everybody knows about the Fan Expo, the big
Yeah, this
Bellator
is
Fan
everything.
Expo. Dave and Buster's, 4 to 7. You got to get out there. It's today.
Oh,
Today
awesome.
from 4 to
Today,
7.
4 to 7. And obviously we're here promoting
Right.
the big fight coming up on the 15th.
That's what I wanted to ask you
Oh, yeah.
about.
Stephen Bonner, Tito Ortiz, obviously two marquee
November
guys.
We'll be
15th
there.
here in San
We'll be
Diego.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We've had
Can't
Tito
wait.
in here. He,
Valley View Casino Center, it's going to be a huge fight.
Yes.
Manhoff and King Mo fighting, Michael
Right.
Chandler fighting for his title.
huge card.
It's going to be a great card.
It's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Randy, what is your relationship with Tito? A guy you fought before, a guy that
Yeah.
you had, you know, everybody kind of has a contentious relationship with Tito at one time.
Well, I
Where are
think
you at
everybody
now?
knows what they're getting into if you sign to fight with Tito.
Sure.
Yeah.
And he was the original kind of bad boy
Sure.
of MMA.
Yeah. And it's worked for him.
He hypes a fight, yeah. He
He's good at what he
creates some
does.
heat, he generates some heat. So you don't take any of that personally.
Okay.
And then obviously him and Bonner have a beef, and you know Macaulay and all that stuff that's been going on, and how much of that is serious.
Right.
There may be some genuine dislike
Got me
for each
interested.
other. I don't know.
It's working.
So yeah, you definitely want to see those guys get in a cage now and settle their
Right.
differences. But you
Now,
know,
will-
I get along with Tito, and I always have got along with Tito. And
Yeah.
Well, Stephen
Tito
Bonner.
was surprised when we fought that I gave a little bit.
That's what I
of
was
the
going to
mouth
say. Will
back
Stephen
to
Bonner
him.
spank Tito Ortiz like you did in your fight with Tito?
I could have never in a million years imagined being in that position in that fight. It was
Right.
one of those
It was
things.
right there. You had to take it,
30
right?
seconds left, and he rolls for the knee bar, and the only thing I can see is his butt.
Give him a little spank.
Kind of happened,
Yeah,
yeah.
that literally happened in the cage.
But it's going to be an
awesome.
interesting fight between him and Bonner. Both, you know, had their ups and downs in their career.
Who's your money on?
Man, I'm not really a gambling guy.
Oh.
Okay, who would you?
You
Who
could
would
make
you?
a case for either guy, honestly, which I think
Sure.
is what makes an MMA fight interesting.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I can make
But
a
do
case
you-
for Tito. I can, and there's some questions that how's Tito going to hold up physically. He's had some back issues, some other issues. I
Yeah.
think Bonner is one of those brawlers that likes to draw you into that kind of fight.
Yes.
That's not generally Tito's style.
No.
So who's really going to have their way
Right?
on the 15th on fight night? And man, it's tough to say. Being an older guy, you kind of want to go.
The
I
older
want to
guy.
root for the
Yeah.
older guy.
Yeah.
But I know Bonner from all the way back in the first season of Tough. He was on my team.
yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And trained at Extreme Couture in Vegas. So
Uh-huh.
I mean,
You know what he
have
brings.
Yeah.
I think it's
know
gonna be a
he's
great
very,
fight.
Very capable.
You think it's
gonna be
pretty
interesting.
even?
It is pretty even.
Yeah.
It's hard to really sway one way or the other.
Right.
On any given day, I think, hey, this guy might pull
'Cause
it out. And then
I'm
you
leaning
see
toward-
something else, you're like, I don't know, man.
I love me
Right?
some Tito. Like I love. We had him in studio. We've had him on a bunch of times, and I love me some Tito. I think he's a great guy. But I'm leaning towards Bonner. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
I don't know why.
He's a little bit bigger, a little bit longer.
A little bit more unpredictable.
Yeah, he is a little more unpredictable.
So-
His jiu-jitsu's good, so even if Tito does take him down, which has been kind of Tito's MO,
Yeah.
in most of the fights he wins, he takes you down and drops elbows on your head. So how's Bonner going to deal with that?
Right.
His jiu-jitsu's good, his submission skills aren't bad.
Right?
But he just loves that toe-to-toe brawl. That's his style.
No
So
Yeah.
it's really interesting.
That fight's going down November 15th
I
at the
can't wait.
Valley View Casino Center. Tickets still available. But today is the day
Yes.
for the Fan Expo
Oh, it's gonna be
at
nuts.
Dave & Buster's, 4 to 7. You can meet the
Great.
legends like Randy Couture, Tito Ortiz,
Yes,
Hoist
please.
Gracie.
Hoist
Yes,
Gracie,
please.
Ken Shamrock. I mean, these are all Hall of Fame guys. It's
Crazy.
going to be on. They're all in the same place.
Yeah,
It's a
Mike
once in a
Chandler,
life.
Mike Chandler's going to be
Oh, we love
Unbelievable.
Mike Chandler. We love
King
him
Mo
all.
Lawal.
Yeah.
He's coming in as
Pretty
well.
Crazy.
cool, pretty cool, Randy. Well, it's a pleasure having you here.
We're not
And,
worthy.
unbelievable.
We're not worthy.
All right, we'll take a quick time out when we get back more of the show.